To the other big story that we are tracking. Remember, campaigning ended at 5 p.m. today for the first phase of this 7-phase marathon general election. Now, one of the key areas that's going to the polls in this phase is Western Uttar Pradesh. Why is Western Uttar Pradesh important? Because it could set the trend for the 7-phase Uttar Pradesh poll that has as many as 80 seats and is critical for the BJP. In this area, you will have the sugar belt from Baghpat, Meerut, Bijnor, Gautam Budh Nagar, Ghaziabad, close of course to Delhi, Muzaffarnagar, where riots took place, remember, in 2013, Kairana in the sugar belt, Saharanpur with a large Muslim population. Now, these are areas, as I said, sugar belt plus large Muslim Jat population. The BJP won all 8 of these seats in 2014. So there's much at stake in Western UP for the BJP. Take a look at the battle for Uttar Pradesh.
Just 2 days before India starts voting for 2019 elections and hours before curtains fell on campaigning, Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi Vadra took out a roadshow in Saharanpur, where large crowds greeted her.
हमारी पूरी आशा है कि हम जीतेंगे। मैं जहां भी गई हूं मैंने देखा है कि पब्लिक का बहुत, एक तो नाराजगी बहुत है भाजपा के खिलाफ और दूसरा कांग्रेस के पक्ष में उनका बहुत झुकाव है।
In Bijnor, Congress and BJP supporters came to blows as Modi chants were raised during Priyanka's roadshow.
While Priyanka Gandhi holding a roadshow in Bijnor, here at one point, the confrontation between Congress workers and BJP supporters. One side, Congress workers shouting, "Chaukidar chor hai." Other side, by BJP supporters.
Priyanka's campaign in Western UP is cause for concern for the SP-BSP RLD alliance. The average Muslim population in the region's 9 seats that go to polls is 25%. And if the Muslim vote gets divided between the Congress and the Mahagathbandhan, the BJP stands to benefit. A possibility that's not lost on the parties in fray here.
इन मुस्लिम समाज के लोगों को मैं ये बताना चाहती हूँ, आप लोगों को अपना वोट बांटना नहीं है, बल्कि आप लोगों को एक तरफा अपना वोट बीएसपी के लोगों को, बीएसपी के यानी कि समाजवादी पार्टी और आरएलडी के उम्मीदवारों को ही देकर तो आप लोगों को इन्हें कामयाब बनाना है।
कांग्रेस को अली पर, सपा बसपा को अली पर विश्वास है, हमें भी बजरंग बली पर विश्वास है।
On the ground, however, the voter doesn't seem to be confused.
जैसे कई सारे मुसलमान हैं वो कह रहे हैं कि गठबंधन के साथ हैं, आप किसकी तरफ लगते हैं?
वैसे हम भी गठबंधन के साथ हैं, ईमानदारी में सब गठबंधन को देंगे सब।
मायावती
ये गठबंधन। Here in the constituency of Bijnor, where the Muslims are in decisive factor, in dominative role, believes that Muslims are largely going to vote for Mahagathbandhan as they see across the caste, across the community, they have a consolidated vote bank with Mahagathbandhan, unlike the Congress, which is in mode of reviving its cadre. There is no enmity with Congress candidate, but the Muslims believe it is the Mahagathbandhan candidate who can defeat and BJP. In Bijnor with Sanjay Kumar, this is Ashutosh Mishra for India Today.
Let's then try and understand why Western Uttar Pradesh is so critical now in this first phase of the elections. I'm joined by Dr. Sanjay Kumar, leading cephalogist from CSDS. Joins me Rahul Srivastava, our National Affairs Editor and someone who knows Uttar Pradesh inside out. And I'm also joined by Ajit Kumar Jha, our editor research at India Today. Appreciate all of you joining us. Sanjay Kumar ji, if you look at what happened in 2014, not only did the BJP win all the 8 seats, they won them by very, very large margins. If you look at the 2014 performance, in most of the seats, the BJP gets anything from 45 to 50% of the vote, with the exception of Saharanpur. Therefore, to defeat the BJP now requires a huge swing against it in Western UP.
Yes, all these seats which goes to poll on the 11th, the average vote share of BJP in 2014 was 51.5%, and even if you add the votes of SP, BSP and RLD in this region, they barely touch about 41, 42. So yes, the Mahagathbandhan needs a huge swing in its favor, and that swing should come from BJP in order to spring some surprises in the Western UP.
So therefore, for you need a huge swing away, but Rahul Srivastav, those elections in 2014 were against the backdrop of the Muzaffarnagar riots, and there was clear polarization on the ground. The Jats in particular consolidated firmly behind the BJP at the time. Do you see 2019 to be a very different election from 2014 in Western UP?
If you look at it on paper, Rajdeep, it's going to be a totally different election, because last time around it was BJP loving the polarization. This time I will borrow from P. Sainath and say that everybody is loving a polarization. It is the SP-BSP alliance which wants a polarization, the Congress wants a polarization, and the BJP is definitely depending on a polarization, because otherwise it's in deep trouble. Why is Western UP's first question, Rajdeep? Because this is the one place where polarization played the most critical impact of polarization was in this region because of the Muzaffarnagar riots. Second, this is the place where the alliance in which the RLD factor is the most prominent one. RLD, the Jat vote, could well be decisive, and the RLD, the third component, can actually help the SP-BSP gain more. It's also one of those regions where you have a seat like Saharanpur, Rajdeep. Interestingly, 9 out of 16 towns in Saharanpur are Muslim majority. 4 out of 16 are more than 70% Muslims. One Kailashpur has nearly 80% Muslim votes. In here, the test of the BSP-SP alliance to whether it can take away the Muslim votes from the Congress and retain it in large numbers to threaten the BJP all over UP will get tested.
That's a very interesting point which I want to take to you, Ajit Kumar Jha, because the Congress's vote had completely collapsed in Western UP except for Saharanpur, where it got a substantial 34%. Now, the same candidate Imran Masood is back, but the larger question of the Congress taking away the votes of the BSP-SP in this region, you can see these pictures of Priyanka Gandhi Vadra campaigning there today. Do you see the Congress playing the role of the spoiler, the vote katwa as they call it?
Yes, Rajdeep. In Western UP, the Congress is actually playing a role, as you said, of a katwa, as the vote cutter, because the SP-BSP combination, you should not forget that Jatavs constitute 17% of these constituencies by itself, which is a total BSP vote. Similarly, the Jat is about 15 to 17%. Muslims on an average in this area is about 27.2%. In fact, in Rampur, it's more than majority. In Saharanpur and several other constituencies in this area, they are close to they're close to 50%. So there is a very large scale polarization going on, and as someone pointed out rightly, both from the SP-BSP side and the BJP, look at how SP-BSP kick-started its campaign from Deoband in Saharanpur. Deoband is supposed to be a very, very conservative sort of Muslim seminary. It was from there that they kick-started their campaign. Similarly, Yogi Adityanath kick-started his campaign again from Saharanpur, but from the Shakti Peeth in Saharanpur. You have already heard of his slogans. So there seems to be a total sort of polarization in terms of religious identity here. Which party will benefit at the end, one is not clear, but certainly the BJP has the upper hand here because the majority votes they got in 2014. So Congress is obviously not a significant player in this region. It will just cut the minority votes of the SP-BSP.
It will just cut the minority votes of SP-BSP, but the sense that Dr. Sanjay Kumar, does Western UP in a sense set a pattern for Uttar Pradesh, or are we going to see Uttar Pradesh typically this time, unlike 2014, voting very differently, where Eastern UP, Awadh, Western UP vote very, very differently? Or do you see a trend? Is this first stage important because it sets a trend, a message that then passes across the state?
See, first on whether Congress ability or Congress capacity to cut into the Muslim vote, from the pre-poll survey which we have recently conducted, we get a clear sign that almost 20-25% Muslims are voting, have indicated voting for Congress.
20 to 25%.
25% of Muslim vote have indicated that they might vote for Congress. And if that actually happens in the 6th-7th phase of election, that's going to damage SP-BSP's prospects in a big way. Second, the kind of polarization which we see among the upper caste in favor of BJP, that's not the level of polarization which we see among the Yadavs and the Jatavs, even among the Jatavs. If we look at non-Jatav Dalits, they are sharply polarized and there is a tilt in favor of BJP. So I think SP-BSP is heading for some difficulty in UP because Congress is able to cut into some of the votes. Now this question of whether this phase will be important, will this have an impact on the next 6 phases of election? While we know that there is a ban on exit poll, etc., but we'll keep getting reports how people have voted and what is the prospects of different political parties, and this will make an impact on how people are going to vote in the next 6 phases.
Because it's also a marathon. So in a sense, whoever is leading in a marathon gets the energy to go through 6 phases. It's not easy to do a 7-phase poll. But I just want to understand from you, Rahul, you were not entirely convinced with what Dr. Kumar was saying, but is it true that Mayawati in particular, in this area where she's got maximum stakes involved, she's only campaigned very limited. She did her first big rally in Saharanpur 2 days ago. Is Mayawati fully involved in this campaign? Is her vote fully behind her? In 2014, we saw her vote drifting away from her, particularly the non-Dalit Jatavs had moved to the BJP.
Rajdeep, as far as the Jatav vote is concerned, one can say that they have learned their lesson from 2014 and 2017 also. And I think there is no problem as far as that vote is concerned. Beyond that, there is a large segment of non-Jatav Dalit voters in which, in places like, say, Saharanpur, there is a bit of a murmur because of people like Chandrasekhar Ravan, for example. Priyanka Gandhi went him and met him. That has raised the equity of this gentleman. Because of that, he is influential in 3-4 constituencies, assembly segments, and he may take away some votes. And that is what I'm saying. This time, the idea is not just to polarize one segment. It is an attempt to polarize by everybody to every segment, because if that doesn't happen, nobody is getting to be a clear winner. And that is why I will say that where I disagree is, barring places like Saharanpur, where Imran Masood is a local boy, he has been around, he has worked among the Muslims, he may wean away some votes of the SP-BSP alliance. But otherwise, I think there is a great clarity among the Muslims is that they want to defeat the BJP, and on the last day when they realize who is in the closest to beat the BJP, they will go for that. That 20-25% Congress vote is a very doubtful figure.
Okay, so therefore you believe that the vote will be strategic. The Muslim vote will be strategic. The Jatavs, by and large, will rally behind Mayawati, and the upper castes have consolidated by and large around the BJP. We'll have to see how the Jat Muslim vote in particular plays in constituencies where Ajit Singh, among others, are contesting. But Professor Sanjay Kumar, Rahul Srivastav, and Ajit Kumar Jha, thank you very much for joining me on the countdown and giving me a sense of why Western UP matters.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.